Welcome and good evening as I am calling to order the regular school board meeting of Independent School District number 882 at 6 p.m. on June 16th, 2025. Please note that Superintendent Eric Olson is not here with us this evening for the meeting. And please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And before we approve the agenda, right before this, we had a little hospitality hour for all of our donors and volunteers in the district, which was awesome. It's our second year in a row that we've done that. And so we had more of a turnout this year than we even did last year, which is great. But for anybody that's watching tonight and has been a donor to our school district or a volunteer, we just want to say thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to offer the experiences that we do, the enrichment or the support to our students without people like you. So thank you for helping our school district. All right, now we will move to approving tonight's tentative agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. We have no citizen comments tonight. We will move on to item number 5, fiscal stability, and we'll look for approval of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. All right, now we are on to collaborative connections. I'd like to welcome up to the podium our activities director, Gary Revnig, to go over the Minnesota State High School League resolution for membership.
Thanks for having me here tonight. Each school that's a member school for the Minnesota State High School League has to do an annual resolution. So at this time, I'm asking for our school board to please do that so that we will be a member school at the Minnesota State High School League for the 25-26 school year.
Resolved that the governing board or entity of Monticello School District number 882, located in the state of Minnesota, delegates the control, supervision, and regulation of interscholastic activities and athletics to the Minnesota State High School League, and so hereby certifies to the State Commission of Education as provided for by Minnesota statutes.
Second.
Moved by Jeff Hegley, seconded by Melissa Curtis. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. And then we're going to move right into our activities update with our athletic director.
All right, thank you. Just put some pictures together here right before the meeting that will be on while I'm speaking. So, what a school year for Monticello activities. The entire school year was absolutely amazing. Our student athletes just did exceptional. I'm going to give you a quick spring sports update. I'm going to start with adaptive bowling. We had another outstanding season for our team. We had 8 athletes qualify for state. Addison Lees, Peyton Mossman, Brianna Parks, Hayden Ford, Cademan Cruiser, Caden Lambert, and 2 bowlers placed at state. Jenna Kingstead, pictured here, she placed 9th at state, and Braden Onchuk placed 3rd. So there are 2 medal winners there. But then also earning all state honors for the regular season. That's top 20 in the whole state in their division. We had 4 bowlers, Jenna Kingstead, Brianna Parks, Peyton Mossman, and Addison Lees. So congratulations to our bowlers and coaches. We also have this as part of our adaptive FIAD program. So we have Coach Grams and Coach Miller that oversee our adaptive bowling team. So congrats to them. Adaptive softball this spring, again, we're called the Coyotes with St. Michael and Buffalo. And they had another dominating spring. The Coyotes team finished 5-3. AJ Joseph from our high school led the team in home runs and brought the energy, they said, to every game. So congrats to the Coyotes. They were one win away from advancing to the state tournament again this spring. We did advance to state in soccer and in floor hockey the previous 2 seasons. So they had an amazing year. Boys tennis. So boys tennis, they finished 17-5. We took 3rd place in the Mississippi 8 Conference. In the section individual tournament, we had 2 players, Wyatt Hansen and Caleb Kallenbach, advanced to the final day representing us in the doubles tournament. So congrats to everyone on the tennis team. Our 2 section finalists are in the pictures there. Trap team, we finished 1st in our conference. And Lance Clersey, who is the defending state champion, last year at state trap, he was a junior. He's a senior this year. He was a perfect 100 out of 100. He was Star Tribune Athlete of the Month. First time they picked a trap shooter. Well, Lance's parents are our coaches. They do an amazing job. And he's qualified for state, which means he's in the top 100 out of 10,866 students participating in trap shooting this spring. So Lance is our state representative. He will shoot on Friday. I'm not sure what time yet. Sometime around 12 o'clock, I think, at Prior Lake. So good luck to Lance. He's our only athlete that's still competing here this spring. So other performers for the boys, our top performers on the team, like I said, Lance Clersey is a senior. Mason Gibson, a senior, tied for 2nd in the conference. Riley Bunning, a 10th grader, also tied for 2nd with Mason. And Dylan Geary, was a 10th grader, was 5th in the conference. And our top performers for our females were Lily Zachariasen. She's a senior. She placed 3rd. And Evie Bloom, a sophomore, finished in 5th place. The team placed 2nd in Alexandria, so they missed out by 1 place, advancing as a team to the state tournament. And there's a picture of me handing one of our shooters. He was 25 for 25 when I was out watching them one night when they were at the Sportsman's Club. So they get a patch when they shoot a perfect round. So he had a perfect round while I was standing there. Softball team had strong leadership from our seniors this year. There were many close 1-run games and some that went extra innings. The wins were fewer than we'd hoped, but the perseverance, commitment, and heart shown by each member of the team was undeniable. Josie Ordorf was voted into the All-Star game. She was All-State honorable mention. She's shown in the picture on the left there. So congrats to our softball team. Baseball team. The varsity baseball team won the Mississippi 8 Conference for the 2nd time in the last 3 years. The team finished with a record of 14-8-1. They beat Zimmerman 9-0 to start the playoffs, and then they beat Becker 6-0 before losing to Princeton and Totino Grace in the final. Senior Brock Holthaus will be representing, he's pictured here, he's representing the team in the All-Star Series in June. And Brock Holthaus, his brother Cale Holthaus, and Carson Dybel were all named to the Class AA All-State team. There's a picture of Carson. He was a strong pitcher for us this year as a sophomore. And his dad is our head coach, Cole Dybel. Boys lacrosse, after graduating 10 seniors last year, our team had a lot of spots to fill and needed a lot of players to step into new roles. Thus far, they've continued to do that day to day with the young roster. The milestones that they accomplished this year, they beat Moorhead, and Moorhead has gone to state the last 5 years, and we're the only team in our section that beat them during the regular season. Unfortunately, we lost to St. Michael Albertville in the semifinals, and they went up to Moorhead, and Moorhead beat St. Michael to advance to state. Girls lacrosse. The Magic went 6-7 on the regular season, highlighted by wins over Becker, Brainerd, and St. Cloud. Captains were Willa Sharmer, Addie Kippeth, and Brooklyn Lindbergh. They had a strong 2025 class of 9 total senior players. 5 members of the senior class are going to be going on to play at the collegiate level. They lost their first game in sections to Elk River, and Elk River ended up advancing to the state tournament. Boys golf. There's Brady McGriff right there in the picture. The boys golf team finished 3rd in the Mississippi 8 Conference. We took 4th at sections. 3 out of the 11 advance as a team, so we're just one place from advancing the entire team to the second day. But we did have 3 golfers that made it on their individual scores. Brady McGriff, Carter Lemke, and Campbell Bosacker advanced to the finals. And congrats to Brady McGriff and Carter Lemke for advancing to the state tournament. A picture of Carter here. We hadn't had a golfer qualify to the state tournament in over 25 years, and we had 2 this year on the boys' side. So it was a lot of fun. I went and watched them tee off at the state tournament, and amazing golfers in the state of Minnesota. Girls golf, what a season. The girls golf team, the best season they've had in decades. They won all 8 conference meets. Were the conference champs for the first time since 2003. During section play, the entire team advanced to day 2 of competing by placing in the top 3 out of the 11 schools. Junior, shown here, Lainey Opatz advanced to state for the 2nd year in a row. And she'll be back next year as a senior for us. Boys track. Boys track started out the season with the largest freshman class in recent history. Boys finished 3rd in the conference despite having some key guys out with injury. Our JV finished 2nd in the conference. And we finished 2nd in sections to Becker. And then in the state tournament, we placed 3rd overall at state last week, and Becker ended up winning the state tournament. We had 12 individuals advance to state, which is impressive, and we had 2 state champions. Gus Starzak, pictured here, he's in the lead there. Gus is the fastest athlete in Class AA, winning the 100 and breaking our school record. Elvin Broplay is the state champion in triple jump. Like I said, the team finished 3rd. So advancing to state, Gus Starzak advanced in shot put, the 100 and the 4x100 relay. Elvin Broplay in triple jump and the 4x100 relay. Tavi Gerton in the triple jump and high jump. And Tavi Gerton. Tavi finished 2nd in state in the high jump, and he broke a school record this year at 6 feet 7 inches in the high jump. Courage Durango in the 4x100, DJ Hausman in the 4x100 and the 300 hurdles, Ben Fozen in the 400 and the 4x400 relay, Stanley Steriker in the 400, Alex Zetterwall in the 800 and the 4x400, Easton Mack in the 4x400, Aiden Penna in the 4x400, John Curtis in the long jump, Melissa's son, and Ethan Wilmert in discus. So just an outstanding representation of Monticello by our boys track team. Here's a picture of the boys and the girls at the state tournament. So the girls track team, they finished 2nd in the conference, and the JV team won the conference meet. We finished 2nd at sections. And we had school records set by the following. Kayla Skistead set the school record this year in the 400. Isabel Mahoney set the record in the 1 mile and the 2 mile. And Lauren Hansen in the long jump and the triple jump this season. Advancing to state, we had Lauren Hansen in long and triple jump. Isabel Mahoney in the 2 mile and the 1 mile. And shown here is Isabel Mahoney. And that just happened to be me. I was working the state meet, and they said, hey, the board members aren't here yet. Would you like to come put the medals on the place winners because your runner won the state tournament? So I said, absolutely. So I was able to put that on Isabel Mahoney as the state champion. She's worked so hard for that. So that was the 3,200 that she won, the 2 mile. Kayla Skistead went in the 200 and the 400 and on her relay. Kayla is the state champion in the 400-meter dash, and she broke a state record with her time there. I believe it was 54 seconds at the state meet. The 4x200 relay of Lauren Hansen, Casey Lillidahl, Maya Paladins, and Kayla Skistead advanced, and they won the state 4x200. And this relay from Monticello has won the state championship 4 straight years. So we've only had AA in track for 4 years. We've won that race every year. And I was talking with Coach Nygaard today. Next year will be the first year. Someone else will have an opportunity because we will be in AAA for track. So we will not be at the AA track meet. Also going to state in the 4x800, Whitney Sala, Mia Morris, Lauren Ringo, and Kylie Anderson. And then we had our Mississippi 8 conference meeting today. Kayla Skistad, because she's a 2-time state champion, she's been named the female Mississippi 8 Athlete of the Month for June. So congrats to all of our spring athletes. Huge success again this spring. Any questions?
Pretty amazing. It's a lot.
That is absolutely amazing. And in fact, one of the track athletes' grandmother was here tonight for our donor.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of neat to see.
Yep. Yep. We have a proud mom sitting over there with her son making it to state. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun the whole school year. All of our teams did so well. Our athletes represented our school and our community so well. And yep, we're going to move up a class for most of them. Some of them are already in the big class, so it won't be a change. But most of our teams will be moving up next year, and I expect us to compete very well again next year. This year's junior class, so next year's seniors, extremely loaded with talent. So we are going to reload for next year and run it back again and try to win some more titles. But this is year 15 for me. We have never had this many state champions. And one of the goals this summer at the high school, we'd like to do a recognition board of all of the state champions since Monticello High School started competing with the Minnesota State High School League. So hopefully we can get that done this summer to recognize all of the individuals and the teams that have won state from our school.
Oh, that's fantastic, Gary. And that's really a large testament to you too and everything you do. I mean, you're in those pictures, you're at those events every single night, you're supporting our athletes, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, good job.
All right, we'll move on to item number 7, teaching and learning. This is where we get to celebrate the career and retirement of Miss Cindy Fashing. So Cindy, if you want to meet me up by the podium, that would be fantastic. You get to stand here awkwardly when we talk about you, if that's okay. Yeah, just gonna hold your plaque there. So tonight, and I'm sorry Eric doesn't get to be here tonight for this because you guys have worked many years together, but tonight we have the great honor of recognizing and celebrating the retirement of Cindy Fashing, our Director of Teaching and Learning. While our superintendent can't be here in person, I'm proud to share these words on behalf of the staff, the administration, and the entire school board. Cindy has been a cornerstone of our district, someone whose impact has reached every single classroom, every teacher, and most importantly, every student. Her passion for education was not something she ever clocked in or out of. It was part of who she is. She worked long hours, often going above and beyond what was asked, because she believed in the power of teaching and the importance of doing things right for students. Whether it was leading curriculum work, supporting staff, or helping guide the district through challenges and change, COVID, many others, Cindy approached every task with professionalism, heart, and a tireless commitment to excellence. Her thoughtful leadership and unwavering dedication have left a lasting legacy in Monticello. Cindy, thank you for putting your heart and soul into your work here. You've made a difference. You will be deeply missed here. We wish you nothing but happiness, rest, and adventure for your retirement. You have certainly earned it. So please help me celebrate and give Cindy applause. So we also have this here for you made here. Of course, you know that. And I'd like to read it a little bit. Okay, so please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation for your service to the Monticello School District. It is our hope that the charcuterie board serves as both a reminder of your many incredible years of service and as a symbol of the gathering's experiences and finer things that are still yet to come. That yellow card, and this is from the school board as well. So,
Thank you so much.
a plant, of course, because you help everybody grow and learn. You got it?
No drop.
Okay. I'll bring it to you. I'll bring it to your chair for you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Do you want to say anything? anything, Cindy? You absolutely can.
No, I just want to thank Monticello 10 years ago, who chose to hire me at the ALP, and I got to get my start here with students who struggle, and that happens to be my passion, is helping those students who struggle the most. And so I've kind of kept that close to my heart all the way through my advancement, kind of up to my position. And so I am grateful to Monticello for giving me the opportunity to reach my professional goals. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Cindy. Does anybody have anything else they want to say before I move on? Okay. All right. Now we will move on to safe and healthy culture. I'd like to bring up Director of Business Services Tina Burkholder to go over our 2025-2026 budget.
Good evening. I have now all 49 slides of the budget that I can go over in great depth, or I can give you the highlights. So we've gone over the budget in May and June, kind of in chunks. A lot of it's the same. I only did a couple tweaks to a couple revenues in the general fund based on the final bill that was approved during the special session. But tonight, asking for approval. We're in June, that's where we're at, so that we have an adopted budget for July 1st. I want to go to the general fund quickly. Slide. I'll go back. So on the revenue assumptions, we had our general education aid at the 2.74% for our major source of revenue. Legislation did approve $100 million more one-time funds for summer unemployment, so that should get us through this summer and next summer. We had an additional $200,000 for our compensatory funds for next year. There's a hold harmless on a per pupil count when it looks at, I think, FY24 and FY26, so we got a little bit of money there. But we did see some decreases in our student support aid and our library aid. But overall, it had a small increase to our general fund, which will hit on maybe one more in this slide. So I think previously it was about just over 200,000 that our fund balance was going up. So it will go up 419,000. Of that 6 million, our unassigned fund balance is targeted to be at 7.3%. On June 2nd, I think I had 7.1, so it did increase a little bit. Again, didn't hit our minimum fund balance target of 8%, but hopefully we'll hit that with different things. Any questions on the general fund or any other funds you want me to go through? Otherwise, just asking for approval on the budget.
We've gone through this many times in the past couple months, and just to reiterate, going through line by line of where everything's at with the audits and everything. So it's up to you on how much more you want to go into detail on this one, I think, so.
So with our other funds that are close to the general fund, our capital projects fund, again, that's mainly where we have our insurance claim money sitting, where it's just interest money coming in and the roof repairs going out. Our co-op fund is basically purchase staff that the co-op purchases, and that's the revenue coming in to cover them. It's a budget neutral fund, similar to our hockey, it's a budget neutral fund. Community service fund, there's many different components in that fund with adult basic ed, ECFE, school readiness. Within that fund, it's increasing a little bit with youth activities, participation, Magic Adventures, and preschool rates. Our debt service fund is our mortgage account with our bond payments, so a lot of that's just property money coming in and the mortgage payments going out. Our self-insured fund is where we house our dental program, So not a lot of change there with the dental claims and the insurance premiums coming in. We did project a 3% increase with the premiums. And with our OPEB trust, as of now, there was a little bit, still a draw from the trust, because we don't have all of our groups having the sunset language with the retiree insurance. So we do have some retiree premiums coming out of there, but once those sunset language is in place, we could look at the general levy or the property tax levy for the retiree costs. But again, we still want to utilize the trust and balance out the levy to see where it makes sense. So we can have a little bit of control of the levy and how to make it work in our favor of not having big swings. But overall, not a lot of change. Our biggest focus was the general fund, and we went over a lot of the highlights, not a lot of changes in the special final session.
Any other questions for Tina? This is an action item.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. On to item B, cash flow update by Director of Business Services, Tina Burkholder.
Yep, so this is just a review that I do once a year. So I look at the cash flow projection for the next year and a half, all the ins and outs. And just looking on the far right side of that summary sheet, it shows that we have positive cash balances throughout the whole time. What tends to happen, which could happen in the next biennium, where the state deficit is quite large, sometimes the state likes to balance their budget where they borrow from school districts. So instead of us receiving 90% of our aid during the year and 10% after the year, we have gone as low as only receiving 65% of our aid during the year and 35% after the fact. So when it gets that low, we start to see where we have to borrow short term. So we haven't had to do that in a while. We've been at the 90-10 metered payments for a while now, but just know that could come. And that's been around, well, back then it was about 60, 70,000 of an interest payment for us, for any school to borrow again. So, but right now we're looking pretty good. We have some term investments out with our insurance money and our regular money. We can only, invest in very conservative, safe things, and even our money market account. If it's in there for 14 days, it earns a similar rate at 4%. So overall, it's safe. It's earning good interest, and hopefully we can continue at that 90-10 meter payment from the state.
Any questions about the cash flow update from Tina?
This is good because, there has been times where we've had to borrow money to cover our cash flow. So this obviously is a good thing.
Yep. For whatever reason, our low point is around March. But other than that, we stay pretty good.
Deal. Thank you, Tina.
Yes.
Now we'll move on to item C, which is approval of our 2025-2026 handbooks. And we'll bring up Director of Human Resources, Rob Daniker.
Stephen, members of the board. So tonight, we are going to be looking at approval for the various handbooks you see listed there. So we have 5 handbooks coming for approval tonight by way of the work of the policy committee. And just to take a step back, so what we've tried to do the last couple of years, and maybe this predates me even longer, but we've tried to make our June policy meeting really about the handbooks and given the policy committee time to vet the various handbooks and then bring those forward to the board for formal approval at the last meeting in June, which we're doing tonight for 5 of our 6 handbooks. The 6th handbook, which you don't see there, is the high school handbook. As you know, and as our public knows, the high school has been going through a lot of significant fundamental changes, structural changes over the last 2 years in terms of moving to trimesters and implementing new programs and things like that. So they've asked for a little bit more time to put some things together, and they're waiting on some action from the legislature to see how they were going to couch a couple different things as well. So the policy committee will see the high school handbook in August, and we'll bring that forward for formal approval prior to the start of the student year. So the 5 handbooks for tonight, we have the elementary handbook, we have the middle school handbook, the activities handbook, the coaches handbook, both those from the activities department, and then from the HR department, the employee handbook. Really, the theme for tonight is all about alignment. You'll notice that we have 3 elementaries, but only 1 handbook, and so the elementary principals have done a great job of putting their buildings and programs into alignment. Similarly, the middle school and high school have been working on aligning various elements of their handbook at the secondary level. Gary's done a wonderful job of integrating the activities handbook with the coaches handbook and vice versa. And then, of course, the employee handbook attempting to align with various elements of whether it be district policy, whether it be the coaches handbook, everything like that as well. Before we move to action, any questions that the board might have, happy to answer any of those. And we can towards action.
Any questions on the handbooks? We went through them pretty intensely a couple weeks ago, so they just had a couple more tweaks to do before being ready for approval, Bob.
The middle school, high school handbooks pretty similar. I mean, obviously there will be some differences, but.
Right now, there's probably more differences than there are similarities, frankly, but we are trying to, as we move forward over time, and as the high school and also the middle school have now both moved to trimesters, try to build alignments where we can. One of the things that we did do across all the building handbooks this year, for instance, was try to create alignment on food services, the language for food services for students and what that looked like for fund balances and things like that. The other place where, just off the top of my head, the middle school and high school ones have built similarity or alignment over the last couple of years has been on cell phone policy and the way they're treating cell phones, which is different from how the elementaries treat cell phones, developmentally appropriate, of course. There's definitely more work to do, but hopefully we can dive deeper on that, Jeff, as we get towards, as we, again, finish with the implementation of trimesters and start rolling forward.
And all the leaders were in the policy meeting where we reviewed this, and that's where some collaboration is happening too, which is great. If there's no other questions, this is an action item.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mary Bartel, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0.
One more thing, Chair Stephen, and just we had a retirement celebration for Cindy Foshing, and Cindy's been a dedicated member of our policy committee for quite some time. And since the policy committees are public meetings, just a permanent invitation for Cindy to join us whenever she wants to have a fun time at a policy committee
Whenever
meeting
you're
in the
missing
future.
us, yes. I love that.
Open
Come
invitation.
back.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and that brings us to item number 9, which is adjournment of our school board meeting on June 16 at 6:33 p.m. Hope you all have a great evening. Thanks for joining us.